Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another week of NFL Dynasty Picks. We are on week 12, coming off of week 11, that I did pretty well, but we'll talk about that more later. This week we have three Thursday night football games, as we're going to have two traditional games of Detroit and Dallas playing, and another game of, I believe it's San Francisco and Baltimore. So the first game we're going to talk about is actually one of those traditional games. It's going to be Green Bay traveling down to Detroit to face their nemesis, the Detroit Lions.
Nemesis?
They're nemesis right now. They're in the same division.
Yeah, but I'm still like, Detroit wasn't that much of a factor until this season. So nemesis, kind of.
Nemesis, rivals.
Okay.
You got more than one.
I'm going Green Bay. Don't think Detroit has enough to keep up with. I think it's going to be a shootout. Just think Green Bay is going to pull it out.
I have to agree with you on the Green Bay winning this one. When I'm checking right now, I'm a little worried because it looks like Green Bay might make it completely undefeated for the rest of the season. I mean, they got New York. I mean, the toughest game they look like they have is against Oakland coming up. I mean, I'm not sure Oakland has the capabilities of beating them. Oh, Chicago too. So Chicago and Oakland in their last game.
Jay Cutler.
Chicago and Oakland in their last game against Detroit again. I have to go with Green Bay to win this one. Even though they're traveling to Detroit, I see Detroit possibly winning the second time only if they were at home the second time. Now they were home the first time. So
you got to factor in Detroit always brings it on Thanksgiving.
They still lose on Thanksgiving.
They really make it interesting. You talk about
I saw Peyton Manning making complete ass out of Detroit a few years ago.
Peyton Manning.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I said. I'm picking Green Bay, but Detroit always, brings their A game on.
Either way you look at it, Detroit's not going to beat Green Bay here, and they just don't have the firepower. They're going to beat Green Bay the second time because Green Bay should, rest people a little bit. Even though they won't have that bye, they should rest people, and they're not going to really need a game with Detroit fighting for that wild card spot. Even though they're doing pretty well, they're going to need that victory. So I'm going to go with Green Bay on this one.
Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has had a passer rating over 110 in every single game this year, which is pretty outstanding. And I was about to say he's going to have his best game of the season this week, and
that's a strong statement.
Yeah,
I think he will tomorrow. If you've noticed, I feel like, in my opinion, every time Aaron Rodgers is on the national stage is when he plays at his best. A few weeks ago he played on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings, threw 4 touchdown passes and a 45-7, destruction of that team. But it just took them apart. And this week I see the same thing. I mean, I was just telling
you. You say he had a what over passing rating?
Huh?
110.
Passing rating over 110 in every single game this year, which has never been done in the history of the league. And he may have a perfect 158.3 rating against Detroit.
Wow.
This week, tomorrow.
Shout out to Detroit's defense.
Yeah, I gotta check this.
Has he thrown an interception in every game too?
An interception. He's only thrown 4 in the season. And he played 10 games.
Yeah, he's only thrown 4. 31 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Rating of 128.8.
That's just sick. That's just disgusting. I mean,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's disgracefully good.
And somebody he threw 2 interceptions against? Sad.
Detroit Lions has the 5th best defense against the pass in the NFL. And you think
I think that guarantees them 1 interception.
That is completely irrelevant.
1. They're gonna get 1.
Number 9 overall.
He's not gonna have a perfect passing rating.
It's completely irrelevant.
He's gonna score 5 touchdowns and have 1 interception.
I will reference when Philadelphia played the Dallas Cowboys. That was just a couple weeks ago, which was pretty deep into the season. Dallas had the #1 run defense, and I think Philadelphia had like 200-something yards rushing.
But in retrospect, Philadelphia has the best had the best running offense in the NFL. Still has the best running offense in the NFL by far. Green Bay's number 3 behind the Saints and the Patriots.
That's right.
Well, look a little bit deeper and see yards per attempt. if you look a little bit deeper and look up yards per attempt, meaning how many yards they have every time they throw the football, and I think they're winning that category by a pretty large margin.
33.2.
Say yards per attempt is an average.
9.7. Yeah, pretty large margin.
So if they threw the ball more, they'd probably be number one in the league. So that's all I have to say. Green Bay is winning the game.
But not yards per game. I don't know. I think that's a strong statement. But we all pretty much agree Green Bay. I mean, you already know Joe, since I guess he gave up on his Washington Redskins for the season, which he should have did in week 4. He decided to go ahead and pick a new team, which he picked the Green Bay Packers. So we commend you on that. I don't think it's going to be that easy. What Green Bay seems to do is knows how to keep ahead. They just do, because Tampa Bay, I think it was Tampa Bay, or was it San Diego? Some team just almost did it. They just did not want to die.
San Diego.
But Aaron Rodgers just kept. I mean, it was unbelievable. You know, it was disgusting. And I mean it in a negative way. It was disgusting. I was disgusted for the other team. You know, and I can't wait to see him lose. You know, I'm a hater. And I can't wait to see him lose. They're going. I'm telling you right now, if they go to the playoffs, they're going to lose against Philly. If they go to the Super Bowl, they're going to lose against Pittsburgh. They're not going completely undefeated. They're just not going to be happening.
What did you just say?
If they're going to the playoffs, they're going to lose against Philly. And
I got one AFC team beat.
Let's say Philly has to make the playoffs first. Let's remember.
Okay, well, the next game, speaking of traditional Thanksgiving games, Miami Dolphins, the red hot Miami Dolphins, has won 3 in a row after going 0-8 or something like that. Either way you look at it, it was not happy. It was not sloppy. I mean, it was sloppy. But they're going to down to Dallas, in that large stadium for Thanksgiving. They're having some Dallas turkey. But we all think Dallas is going to put a stop to that Miami. Well, let me tell you something. I picked Dallas to win, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Miami wins this. I think they do have the capabilities in the offensive scheme to defeat the Dallas Cowboys and snap them back in reality. Because I see the Dallas Cowboy fans kind of getting up there thinking they're good because they're 6-4. My goodness. So we'll see how that goes. San Francisco versus Baltimore. This possibly could be a game of the week to see. I mean, somebody's dreams are going to be crushed on this one. Baltimore is number 1 defensively. Tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But cannot afford to lose a game. They only had a tiebreaker because they lucked out against the Pittsburgh Steelers twice. They lucked out. San Francisco.
Once it's luck, twice it's just skill.
However, they're trying to prove that they're not a fluke team. They're 8-1, 9-1 right now. And right now, this is a team, in my opinion, is the best team they're playing so far this season, outside of Philadelphia Eagles. So, who do you have winning?
Let's see, quality team. I think Baltimore is going to say, okay, let's bring the A game today. I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm going with Baltimore as well. Like I said, I think the San Francisco 49ers are not as good as their record makes them out to be. They are a far superior team than they have been for the last couple seasons, if not more than that. But they're still not there. They're still not really a threat to a team that's credible. Baltimore has all the capabilities of beating any team in the NFL that's good. The teams that suck, they're not able to win against. And that's why when they go to playoffs, they're probably going to lose the first round against the the second round against the number 6 seed, because they're not going to be on the level that they need to be on. Hopefully Baltimore plays a team like, well, they're in the NFC, but they played the team like the Seattle Seahawks, who could possibly sneak into playoffs. They will lose. But like I said, that's
if San Diego makes it, they can be.
Yeah, San Diego makes it.
Seattle.
They possibly can defeat the Baltimore Ravens. So, but anyway, this game on Thursday, Baltimore should take this one.
Okay, the Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah,
Harbaugh Bowl. John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh. And I'm going to have to go with the older brother with the Baltimore Ravens. I just think they're the better team. I mean, I know their record isn't as good as San Francisco, but Baltimore has been there, done that, and they have a lot of more veterans that have been in this situation. And I think San Francisco may win every single game after this week and finish the season 14-2, but they're not going to win this one. So, Baltimore.
Yeah, San Fran just doesn't do anything to impress you. They win games, but there's nothing.
They're one of those teams that's well coached.
Well coached, old fashioned.
They don't lose games.
Yeah.
But
nice game manager in Alex Smith.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's not too much of a bust. You know, he's still in that category to me, but he's clawing his way out. But he's a very good game manager. They just don't do really think on, especially on offense, really impressive. Okay, on defense, I'm impressed with Patrick Willis. I've been impressed with him for years now.
Carlos Rogers.
Carlos Rogers actually went there and said, "Oh my God, I'm a defensive back. I can catch interceptions." Couldn't do that in Washington, you fucking asshole. And he got
a little bit of animosity there.
Yeah. First round pick can't catch a ball to save his life. Go to San Fran. He got 4 interceptions.
And guess who we could have drafted when we drafted Carlos Rogers?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Could have.
Aaron Rodgers will not have the career that he's having right now, being with the Washington Redskins. Because how long did it take?
You're right.
How long did it take Aaron Rodgers to break out of his shell? It took him a little bit. No, yes, it did, because he was in Brett Favre's shadow for a while. Now, here's the thing: Washington doesn't believe in giving quarterbacks that long a period of time. Look at the fact that they've had 21 starting quarterbacks since they won the Super Bowl in 1991. The bottom line is, Aaron Rodgers will be an afterthought right now. He wouldn't be having people swing on him like you are right now.
I'll give you that.
And then the credit, Jason Campbell has proved that he's away from Washington. He's a good quarterback as well. So we got him. He screwed him over. He's gone. He went to Oakland. He would have been leading them to the playoffs had he not got injured. Oakland screwed him because there's no way Oakland can keep him and Carson Palmer after giving away 2 first-round draft picks. I'm saying 2 first-round draft picks because it's looking like Oakland's going to go to the playoffs. So now he's got to go to
already down to number 4 seed.
So Jason Campbell's going to have to come up with another team, another system, and try to start this
Welcome
all
to
over.
Philadelphia. We will take you.
Over Vic?
Let me explain to you. We'll talk about this later. Let's go to Minnesota versus Atlanta. Minnesota, who's treated their quarterback, their veteran quarterback, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the last 10 years, pretty badly also, but that's his fault. Goes down to Atlanta, and all 3 of us think the Atlanta Falcons to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. The Carolina Panthers are all predicted by us to continue Indianapolis' losing streak. Tampa Bay and Tennessee. Joe and Phil have Tampa Bay. I think Tennessee's going to pull this one off at home. I don't have any logic for that. That was a tough game, let me tell you. Arizona and St. Louis. We all picked Arizona to beat St. Louis, with the exception of Joe, who's going to go on a limb and pick the St. Louis Rams. Houston and Jacksonville. The 3 of us believe the Houston Texans can continue their winning ways. They're number 2 in the AFC right now and defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, honestly, I don't think their winning ways are going to continue. I think they got them to beat Jacksonville, but the losing match off for the season is going to hurt them in the long run.
That's fine.
They still got Arian Foster, who is...
Yeah, but you got Matt Leinart as your backup. You know, Houston's offense is going to take a hit losing match off.
He can do what Alex Smith does. They haven't changed.
Yeah, let's hope that he can do what Alex Smith does.
That's all I can say.
AFC North rivals, Cleveland and Cincinnati. 3 of us picked the Cincinnati Bengals to bounce back from their loss to the Baltimore Ravens. And Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 losses in a row, hurting the Cincinnati Bengals there. Buffalo and New York Jets keep it in state. New York Jets is predicted by us to defeat the Buffalo Bills. That should be a tough game also. Washington and Seattle. Phil and Chris believe the Seattle Seahawks will defeat the Washington Redskins, continue Washington Redskins losing ways. How many games have they lost in a row? You picked the Washington Redskins.
6.
Oh, 6. So Joe thinks that it ends at 6. Chicago and Oakland. Another tough game going on. What do you say?
Would have been easier to pick Chicago had Jay Cutler not gone down for the season. You know, there's so much talk about the inexperience of Caleb Pady. I don't see Matt Forte being able to do enough against a pretty good run defense in Oakland. So I'm picking Chicago because Devin Hester is going to come out of nowhere. Someone's going to be dumb enough to kick or punt to him, and Chicago wins the game.
You have a lot of faith in Devin Hester. You have a lot of faith. You mention him like almost every week.
And every week we see him on ESPN running something back. You can't argue with results. If it was Deshaun Jackson, I'd be saying the same thing. But he ain't doing it. He's busy throwing, footballs at coaches like 15-yard penalty.
Deshaun Jackson is one of the most
electrifying
Dynamic.
wide
Dynamic.
receivers I have ever seen
Electrifying.
in my life.
I
That
mean,
doesn't change the fact that he is a dumbass, immature motherfucker right now.
he's cocky.
And it hurts him.
But we're talking about the
Don't
great
read
Philadelphia Eagles. Let's talk about Chicago and Oakland. This is a game that right now, I'm telling you, as I'm talking, I still haven't picked who I think is going to win. Chicago has capability to beat Oakland. Oakland has capability to beat Chicago. Chicago fans are really happy and elated right now because Chicago has been beating people. Don't know how they're beating people, but they're beating people. They look terrible in the
They
beginning
were
of the
beating
season.
people because Jay Cutler does some amazing shit at quarterback.
But he had no offensive line. He must have got up in
Right,
there.
he was doing
He
that
must have
despite-
dug to tell you, I need to make plays. I can't make plays unless you help me out a little bit, and it's been working. He's down now. Oakland has the capability to beat Chicago, but they're still a team that's not complete. They're missing something. I want to say the midnight is going to hit, the glass slippers are going to go, and Chicago is going to end and go back to the way they were at the beginning of the season, but I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. Chicago should be able to have enough to defeat the Oakland Raiders. But I'm still going to pick the Oakland Raiders to beat the Chicago Bears this Sunday. My pick is Oakland.
I'm gonna go with the Oakland Raiders. I didn't believe in Chicago Bears with Jay Cutler. I do not know why, but I just don't really care for them as a team.
Makes me want to change my pick.
Chicago, what else? I mean, even when they went to the Super Bowl in 2006, I didn't really believe in them.
They really have on the defense. The defense is
And
still pretty much intact
Devin
now.
Hester.
Right. Defense and Devin Hester. That's what they went to the Super Bowl on.
Devin
This
Hester,
is an
Aaron Rodgers.
this is an offensively.
Devin Hester's calling you.
This is an offensively run league. I mean, you have to be able to
Who's
score
the best?
points to
They
win.
can
Who has
run
the
with that
best
14.
rushing offense in the NFL right now?
Who cares? Philly?
If it's not Philly, Chicago's up there.
It's Philly. I was just asking. Just FYI for our viewers in case they didn't know.
Alright, I don't see what that has to do with this game.
I would take Matt Forte over LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy benefits on his run.
I like those names in the top 5.
I like Matt Forte.
Who cares? Matt Forte is a better running back.
I just don't see them. I don't know. Oakland doesn't really have anybody either. Mark Fadden out.
He's out.
Huh?
He's out.
He's been out. Who knows? Maybe he's coming back, but.
Michael Bush ain't too bad, and they've lost a whole lot.
Matt
Wide
Forte
receivers.
has
Oakland.
926 rushing yards for the season. LaShawn McCoy has 1,019.
It's not a big difference.
He's
If
number
Matt
1
Forte had
to number
Michael
4.
Vick
Number
to
1
run around
to number
with-
4.
What is more yards from scrimmage?
Why do you always go into the secondary stats? Let's talk about the primary stats.
Must be
He's always
Matt
talking
Forte.
about the
Matt
secondary
Forte.
stats. We're talking about number 1. Number 1 is LaShawn McCoy.
Yards from scrimmage is.
Let's talk about
Yards
touchdowns.
from scrimmage is a primary stat.
Let's talk about touchdowns.
Let's talk about it.
Touchdowns. Matt Forte has 3. LaShawn McCoy has 10. 10.
Okay.
Yards from scrimmage.
Who you picking? We all top. The viewers want to know who Joe's going to pick.
I'm
Oakland.
picking Oakland.
You picking Oakland. Oakland. All right, I already had that. Let's go to a former Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. In 2005, the New England Patriots faced the Philadelphia Eagles and cheated to win. Okay, now it's time for a rematch in 2011. Philadelphia coming off a tremendous victory last week against the New York Giants. Now, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to sway anybody's vote. But look at it this way. Michael Vick's still injured. We don't know if he's coming back and play or not. We won't know until tomorrow. Friday. But Philadelphia's played New York twice. One time they had Michael Vick. We lost. They lost. They lost. Philadelphia lost, okay? The second time they had Vince Young, they won. Go.
Too hard to pick because New England's defense is just putrid, god awful. Can't keep a secondary to save their life. Bad.
Oh, they scored 19 points last week in fantasy.
New England defense?
Yeah. We just playing Kansas City, but still.
Okay, you just proved the point. Kansas City without Matt Castle. Jesus. Offend. Yeah, I got New England.
Let me tell you something. The Philadelphia Eagles are a team that's number 10 seed. But I want you to mark my words.
Number 10 seed.
There's no such thing.
Only 6 seeds.
Tomorrow. The bottom line is they're number 10 this week, and they're going to climb up to number 6. They're going to do it. It is believable that they can do it. They're 4-6. The rest of the NFC.
It's believable that Vince Young can outplay Tom Brady.
I don't believe Vince Young is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. I don't believe Vince Young can outplay Tom Brady. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles, as overall team, can outplay the New England Patriots, and they're going to do that this week. When the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the New England Patriots to make their statement that they're going to come back, they're going to end their season 10-6. They're going to win the division, ladies and gentlemen, because the Dallas Cowboys are only 2 games ahead, and they can lose to Miami this week. Bottom line is, and Philadelphia holds the tiebreaker over Dallas. Do not forget that. A very definitive tiebreaker if you Dallas Cowboy fans don't remember that, okay? Now, as an unbiased reporter, let me tell you that it really, really made me happy to see that it was such a great football game last week with Philadelphia, because I am a fan of the sport, and everybody knows that the American public wants to see Philadelphia get in there. Philadelphia Eagles over the New England Patriots.
But the public doesn't. They really
Joe, who do you pick?
This unbiased reporter named Christopher Harris has picked Philadelphia to win every single game this year.
Let's keep picking. Let's keep it.
And they are currently 4-6. So I'm going to continue with the trend. He has picked in favor of them again. And New England, who are favorites at home, obviously, are going to win. I mean, Philadelphia has no shot. I'm not going to say they have no shot.
Who the hell are you picking? Are you picking Philly or are you picking New England?
What did I say?
It sounded like you said both.
Yeah.
What
It
do
like
you
you were starting
picking?
over Philly and then you tailed off to New England.
How was that?
It sounded like you said you were going to New England, then you
Well,
said
yeah,
over Philly.
whatever you said, it sounded like you were picking Philly at first.
Can you trust?
I said,
Give me $15.
I'm going with the trend, which is you picking Philadelphia and them losing. So they're going to lose again this week.
Okay, I need you to make it make sense. All right. Keep going. You done?
You put down
Yeah,
Philly.
that's all I got.
Yes.
I mean,
So you're going with Philly.
No, you're putting on
No.
Patriots. It's New England. Patriots.
Oh, okay.
All right. Denver goes over to San Diego. We all picked San Diego to defeat the Denver Broncos. And Kansas City's at home against the possible future Super Bowl champions, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Possible. Not going to happen.
Who did you pick to?
I picked Green Bay and
Baltimore. Well, that ain't happening, ladies and gentlemen. Pittsburgh Steelers defeated Kansas City Chiefs. Monday Night Football, the New York Giants are going to the New Orleans to face the New Orleans Saints.
Just off the strength of what the Giants played against Philadelphia, which was a god-awful game by the Giants, I should pick New Orleans just off GP. I think I am going to do that. I'm going to pick New Orleans.
Okay, I just was waiting for you to, make your pick.
Yeah, Eli goes home. He has a good game. What's that fucking? Oh yeah, Brandon Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs forgot that he's like a 6'5" full power running back. He gets taken down by the first person to put arms on him. Figured he'd be able to break 1 or 2 tackles. But I'm going with New Orleans.
The New Orleans Saints are the number 3 seed in the NFL. Going forward, I'm going to talk to you in seeds. Why am I going to talk to you in seeds? Because I want you to see how Philadelphia is going to become a wild card contender.
Yeah, this sounds like unbiased reporting.
Not even really a wild card contender. Right now, in the NFC East division, you have the Dallas Cowboys number 1. Tied with the New York Giants. They hold the tiebreaker, 6-4, 6-4. Number 3, 4-6, the Philadelphia Eagles. And number 4 is a team we're not even going to be worth mentioning today. Okay? Philadelphia holds a tiebreaker over both teams right now. New York Giants are facing the red-hot New Orleans Saints, who has to keep ahead in their division. New Orleans Saints are going to defeat the New York Giants on Monday. I'm rooting for neither team because I'm unbiased. But I'm letting you know why the New Orleans Saints are going to win. I'm going to go with the Saints. I'm sorry, did you say you were going with the Saints?
Yes, I'm going with the
Oh,
Saints.
all right. Because basically what I'm telling you all is y'all going to pick Philadelphia to get in that area also. Because y'all going to see that the other teams are going to lose to the teams that's going to be necessary for Philadelphia to make it to the playoffs. So they can go Super Bowl after they beat the Packers and face Pittsburgh and lose.
Well, audience,
There will be no
as you can
Philadelphia
see,
Pittsburgh Super Bowl. You're biased, mofo.
I'm not biased.
as you can see, Chris loses credibility every single week with the comments that he makes. And his clear favorability of Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to pick the New York
Who you got
Giants.
between Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers?
In hockey, there's a such thing called a tie. And I'm just saying, when Pittsburgh Penguins face the Philadelphia Flyers, it's usually a tie. When the Pittsburgh Pirates face the Philadelphia Phillies, it's usually a tie. Philadelphia 76ers against any team, it's Philadelphia 76ers. Not that I'm biased, I'm just letting you know what I see, what I follow. All right?
You sure they have ties? You sure they have ties?
I can check. I got the iPad right here. But we don't have a lot of time. The viewers want to see who you pick.
Well, y'all interrupted me, by the way.
They're there.
What was we talking about?
We were talking about the New Orleans Saints.
Oh.
And the New York Giants.
Yeah, the New York Giants are going to win this week. Because, they are a team that is built for this kind of football, this time of the year. And New Orleans, they just don't have the toughness. They are a finesse team, and I don't like finesse teams.
They're playing in the Superdome.
I don't care.
Okay.
My pick has been made. And
I'm sorry, who was your pick?
New York.
This is great. That is...
all right.
No, trust me.
Let's talk about credibility. I am a Redskins fan, and based on the picks that I've made, the Redskins would be 3-7 right now.
You know,
and they are currently 3-7. So I think my credibility far outweighs yours. Right?
I should fire you right now. First of all, you should not be rooting for a team. You are supposed to be an unbiased reporter. I apologize for these viewers. I interview these people. You just say you're a Redskin fan. You can't be a Redskin fan and be on this forums. I apologize.
You think anybody over there watch this thing has an IQ over 6 doesn't believe you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan or a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
I believe that my loyal followers and fans who are rooting for me to win this week and every other week after that believe when I tell them that I do not root for any of the 32 teams out there. I like the game of football, and I watch football, and I don't root for anybody. I'm happy with no matter who wins. Now,
editor, we need you to put some clips in on Facebook about this man complaining when Philadelphia and Pittsburgh lose. You are completely right that my credibility might not be that good this for the season because I predicted the Washington Redskins to go 6-10, but I was even going 3-13. So I'm wrong. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But let's talk about credibility for last week.
No blows.
Let's talk about who won the week. Coming in dead last was Joe, who has 8 victories and 6 losses for last week.
Who cares?
Second place was Phil, who had 10 victories and 4 losses for last week. And Chris, you picked the Jets. You picked the Jaguars. You picked the Bills, and you picked the Giants. No, you picked the Bills, the Jaguars, and you picked the Giants. Chris was 12 victories and 2 losses last week. Why? Because he knows what he's talking about. As the season gets going, Chris's picks get stronger. This brings us to season. Phil's in last place with 87 victories and 55 losses. Joe's in second place with 88 victories and 54 losses. Chris, the absolute wonder of excellence, is in first place with 88 victories and 54 losses. Tied with Joe.
One game behind you.
I hold tiebreaker. Why don't? Because I'm Chris. So, I know what he look at it. Chris is climbed, and with your support, ladies and gentlemen, all you people in Pennsylvania, I am #1. And we're going to continue to be #1 this week as Philadelphia defeats the New England Patriots.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go back and watch the videos to review because I don't...
And you know when you can review them? Tomorrow. In the meantime, that's it for us here at NFL Dynasty Picks. For Phil, for Joe, for our interns, happy birthday Eddie, happy birthday Joe, happy birthday Phil. We will see you next week for Dynasty Football.